You do realize that your deadline is coming up, Jeffrey. Why is Jeffrey procrastinating so much? He says he's tired, so he'll just do it tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes along and he's forgotten about the assignment altogether. He forgets about it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. He remembers the assignment 4 days later, but he kind of feels stressed thinking about it, so he pushes it back off, plays fucking... What video games do people even play these days? Fucking Minecraft and Elden Ring and shit. Jeffrey's kind of sad, bro. Why don't you just do the work, Jeffrey? It won't even be that bad. Do you think that Jeffrey's gonna listen to us? Or is he gonna keep on procrastinating? Unlike Adonis. Adonis doesn't procrastinate his work. His work procrastinates Adonis. It's so stupid as well, bro. For Adonis understands the key time management and productivity principles that force him to get his work done on time. Adonis will work day and night if he has to, but he doesn't have to. Why? Because he does his work way in advance. He works in the most healthy way because he understands that working in the healthy way is actually what leads to high performance. He stands out amongst all the young men and the students who are just doing it all wrong. Chances are you're part of that group. You know what's very, very interesting and valuable for you? You're watching a video right now of a guy who has technically overcome procrastination, but who is still a major procrastinator. I procrastinated making these videos today. What you didn't see, like my editors cut it out, but what you didn't see is that I pressed record for this exact video and I literally sat here for like a minute or 2 minutes, and I'm not even like faking this or anything. I literally sat here for like 2 minutes just thinking like, oh, what the fuck should I even say and stuff. I'm tired, bro. I'll procrastinate this video and I'll do it tomorrow. I was a procrastinator. I procrastinated all through high school, college, university, and I still am. But what's weird is that I really have a huge level of consistency and discipline and success at the same time. In fact, one of the most common compliments that I get for this YouTube channel is how consistently we upload. Every single day there's a video by Hamza. Every day. We haven't missed a day in months. There is not a single YouTuber who can compete with us. And I'm still a procrastinator. But guess what the difference is between the way that I procrastinate now compared to how I procrastinated 2, 3, 4 years ago when I was a dumbass. A few years ago, I was in university and I was studying psychology. We would get set like essays and assignments. So we had a month to do it. When do you think I started it? I know it sounds like stereotypical, but deadass I was started like the day before, maybe 2 days before. Sometimes I literally would start it like on the day, like the due date. If the due date was like tomorrow at midnight, I would start it tomorrow, like when I woke up. The way that I procrastinate now is very different. Now I procrastinate the unimportant tasks. There's emails that I haven't replied to. Like I haven't checked my emails in weeks, maybe even months. All these like small random shit, bro, like I don't do it. I procrastinate on the small things now. The things that I don't procrastinate on, which I still, you know, I kind of feel that urge to procrastinate. It's on the important stuff. For me, that's recording, reading, and journaling. One of the biggest problems for young men is procrastination. It's like you want to do the work, you actually really want to do it. You know that it'll be good for you. You just don't really end up like starting it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to do it today, then you don't do it, or maybe you'll do it at 6 p.m. and you know, after dinner or after the gym or something, and then you don't end up doing it, and you push it off and push it off and push it off up until it becomes like quite a stressful thing in your mind, and like you're not even like happy anymore. I can completely relate to that feeling, and trust me when I say it's actually not that difficult to overcome it. You just need to know a few key mindsets, and something will click inside of you, and you'll find that your level of procrastination reduces by like 80% straight after watching this video. The major thing that helped me actually have the ability to like be productive and do work, I promise you, you're gonna overlook this. I promise you, you're gonna be pissed off that I say this, because I like a bunch of other YouTubers have said the same thing, and you're so sure it's not going to work for you. Routine. Doing the same thing at the same time every single day. Now straight away your lizard brain is like coming up with excuses like, oh, like Hamza, my day, shut the fuck up, my day changes. Shut up, bro. Just shut up. You and I are both on your side. It's like your little Jeffrey brain that just gets loud. Like you haven't identified that you have like multiple parts of your brain, and this is like, bro, forget about procrastination. What you need to realize is one of your biggest problems is that you have like a Jeffrey brain inside of you that you keep listening to because you keep thinking that all the voices inside of your mind are like on your side. One of the biggest, most important realizations of your life will be when you realize that your brain isn't always on your side, and you have to stick with like discipline. When you feel like doing something, when you feel like not doing something, you cannot rely on these feelings. Have you watched any previous videos of mine? What is the sentence that I say at the end of every single video? Say it right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Feel. Now answer this question, and I want you to answer out loud. Are you a man or are you a little boy? Answer that question right now. Are you a man or are you a little boy? A little boy does whatever he feels like. hee, I don't feel like working right now, so I'm not gonna work. Bro, if you're a little boy, if you're fucking 10 years old watching this video, fine. Procrastinate, don't do the work if you don't feel like it, fair enough. If you're a young man, you need to start to invoke discipline. You need to stop listening to your feelings and start doing the right things. The right thing doesn't always feel good. Doing the right thing usually makes you feel fantastic, so fulfilled after you've done it. You do realize your entire problem in terms of not doing the work, be it procrastinating, is literally just you relying on your feelings. So this is what you need to do. There is power, there is magic in routine, in having a timetable. Remember the timetables that we used to have in school? At 9 a.m. you would be in maths class. At 10 a.m. it would be science. At 11 a.m. it would be English. Your day was structured so easily. And remember, you would keep the same timetable for a while. After like being on that timetable, you kind of knew what class was coming up, didn't you? Even without needing to read it, didn't you? There is so much power in that. It's time to bring that same timetable mindset into your normal life. Let's say you're currently in school or you're in work and you come home at like 5 p.m. You need to start scheduling what you're going to do at that time, because this is so important, bro. Remember this quote forever. Every minute you spend in planning saves you 10 minutes in execution. I promise you that's the truth, and you're gonna completely, you might disagree, but you're gonna agree as soon as you implement this. That means that if you spend 10 minutes planning your day, if you spend 10 minutes scheduling what you're gonna do when you have like these 3 blocks of time, you're gonna spend 10 minutes at the end of the night writing down exactly at what time you're gonna do what tasks tomorrow. You'll save about 1.5 hours of productivity the next day. You might think that's bullshit. Your Jeffrey brain is gonna say, nope, that's BS. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. But again, is that voice inside of your mind right now that's discrediting this? Is it really on your side? Because I'm expecting better from you. I'm trying to give you advice, and like that Jeffrey brain inside of you would be loud as fuck. I know, because if I was watching this video, my brain would also be saying like, nope, wouldn't work for me. Nah, you can't implement this anyway. You need to do that other thing. And like, I tried planning once, but it didn't help. The most important, the most effective productivity tactic ever discovered by any tactic you've ever seen any YouTuber make, any book, I promise you right now, there's one tactic that beats all of them, which is scheduling your day, having a timetable, knowing what time you're going to do what tasks. Write this down, and it can be in any way that you want. So tonight, grab a piece of paper and start planning your day for tomorrow. 8 a.m. wake up, 8:30 morning routine, 9 a.m. read, whatever you want to do, right? Now you have like an iron routine. You've always heard of the word discipline, like it's so important, but it's kind of like a little bit of like a wishy-washy. Like, what is it? Like when you think of discipline, it's like, like I'm a man and like I go to the gym, but like what the fuck does it mean? Like what does it really mean in a practical sense? Discipline is following the routine when you don't feel like it. So if you make a plan for tomorrow, if you make a schedule for tomorrow, at 10 a.m. you're gonna go to the gym, at 11:30 you're gonna come home and you're gonna read, at 2 p.m. you're gonna work on this particular assignments. Once you wrote that plan down, now you have the ability to use discipline to follow that plan, especially when you don't feel like it. Now there's a very clear task that you'd be missing at 2 p.m. if you like procrastinated. Previously, it's too wishy-washy in your mind. You were like, oh yeah, I'll do some of that work tomorrow. But if you don't say exactly when, if you don't write it down, it's not gonna happen. It's so weird that as a young man, you've never been told this advice before. You've never been told, like, don't listen to your feelings as much. We live in a very, like, weirdly, like, feminized education system, and I don't even know what the reason for this is, man, but you've never been taught how to be a man. And I'd say one of the most important characteristics of a man, probably the most important part of masculine energy, is to be a goal striver, is to be focused on the mission, on the objective, always thinking, okay, what's next? Okay, let's do it. What's like, what's next? What's the mission? What's the objective? What's the challenge that we have to conquer? To do that, to go through on those missions, to follow through on that objective, that increases your masculinity. To do those things, you need discipline. You need to do those things specifically when you don't feel like them. The reason why I say especially when you don't feel like it, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, is because when you don't feel like it, that is when like you're at like PR level. That's like when it's like at the right level for you. Because if you feel like doing the work, bro, it's like you're not pushing yourself that much. If you feel like doing the work, if you're really, really motivated, it's like, oh yeah, like nice, that's really nice. But discipline constantly needs to be progressively overloaded. The difficulty of the tasks that you do need to keep going up and up and up. You need to continuously make this promise, bro. You need to continuously keep sacrificing more if you want to grow more as a man. That's why it's of utmost importance that you very, very regularly, best case scenario every single day, have this feeling of like, oh, I don't want to do that thing, and then you go and do it anyway. Because it's when you don't want to do that thing, that's when you're at that point of like almost leveling up your discipline skill. Imagine you're like level 13 in discipline right now, and you've been challenged with, okay, do the assignment today, but you don't feel like it. It's because you don't feel like it that you'll be able to gain like a huge amount of XP in your discipline skill. Because if you did feel like it, if you were really motivated, it wouldn't be discipline then, would it? You only use discipline and you only level up your discipline skill if you don't feel like doing that thing. So this should empower you. Like the next time you don't feel like doing work, if you feel like procrastinating, that is now the opportunity. Like literally look forward to procrastination now. You see how powerful this mindset is? Now you're going to look forward to the next time you want to procrastinate, because that is an opportunity to power level your discipline skill. Do not let yourself down. Scroll down right now and click on the subscribe button underneath this video. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.